Yo, what's good? What it is? What's poppin'? It's your boy Marquise Q-Sav.
What's going on? It's your boy Trick or Treat Night.
Hey, what's good with you? It's Ready Rashawn.
Hey, it's your boy Easy E.
And we are back with another rendition of the episode, another go-round of the Way to 8 podcast, coming to you live and local from the Heartbreak Hotel.
Shoot.
Change location, pin drop.
If you know, you know. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I can't tell you.
That'll blow you.
What y'all boys going on, man? We got Deputy Sheriff Knight back in the building.
Yes,
Yes,
this
sir.
week.
Woo! Bad boy!
What's going on with you?
What you gonna do when Sharon comes for you?
Well, I hope you run, because I'm going to catch you.
Sorry, ain't you had to catch somebody earlier today?
Yeah, you know, people want to, people don't want to obey
This
the law.
man don't stop, don't it?
Nah, don't stop, even on my day off. Even on my day off.
Bro, Sharon is the only one that's been informing us about the lockdown and giving us updates about it.
I tell you, the governor making sure you pass everything. Passing everything.
So, Sharon, how long we gonna be on lockdown for?
Well, they trying to push.
In your opinion, like what you gauge it as?
What I gauge it, I'd probably say officially getting off, like officially getting off probably
I
like
go-
June, July.
June, July?
June,
Like
July.
late June, early July?
Probably late June.
I mean, that's when all the regulations.
So I'm just guessing.
That's my thing, because they still trying to test and
Right.
see what if they want to open it up. Because I know Myrtle Beach said they'll give it another month before they open up the beaches. But in Florida, they open up their beaches again. So I was like, well, y'all can go ahead and test that out, and then when all y'all get corona, then it's gonna get shut back down.
Florida would get corona,
Yeah.
bro. Down in Miami.
Everybody in Florida crazy. I'm trying to tell you.
They feel like they're immune to everything. So I mean,
Honestly, bro.
I just tell people stay safe out here, man.
We had to stay safe, man. Especially with these damn, y'all boys been listening to the baby lately? Like, y'all boys really been on, like, his new flow and his new sound?
I promise you, that's something to stay safe from. Like, I'm trying to tell
I
you.
promise you, because I'm not really liking that, like, new sound the baby got.
Nah.
Y'all ain't fuck with the singing, bro? Y'all boys asked, baby, can you switch up your flow?
Nah, he has to
Baby,
do that.
baby, please. And here he delivered.
He
I don't
ain't
know if
delivered.
I don't know if delivered.
He
the right
gave us
word.
something, but it wasn't.
He ain't delivered what the people thought he was gonna deliver. But
So, if I had to ask y'all, what y'all rate the album? Out of 5, rate the album.
I give it two.
A two,
2?
2.5.
Okay. I went Tron.
2.
Solid two.
I'm
Nothing higher, nothing less.
I'm with that. I
You with
feel
it too?
Absolutely.
What did you like about it? Like, what made it to y'all boys feel like?
I feel like he should have sat on this music a little bit longer.
Stand on it, like a new flow?
I feel
I feel like
he
it was rushed. I think like the
I don't know if it
order.
was rushed. I just feel like it just wasn't the perfect time.
Or check this, you're trying a new sound. Why would you release this as an album? I feel like a new sound or something.
A whole album full of new sounds?
No, I'm saying like you're singing basically. This album sounded way different. I feel like than the previous.
I mean, but he's still rapping the same.
I feel like he should just drop this as a mixtape. I feel like people might have received that a little bit better, and then he'll know whether. Like I feel like his singing might affect his numbers and stuff like that. Because
Honestly,
He still got 25 million streams in the first 30 minutes.
For real?
Yes.
Well, that's because people.
But see, because
people
people want to hear Baby, because he came out of nowhere with it, right? Because like I said,
He
he
came out of promoting it really well, though.
I mean, he was promoting the songs, but then when he said he put the CD little emoji, I'm like, oh, so he coming out with the album.
I feel like his music videos really been the thing that's like keeping him on top of like the industry.
Absolutely.
He's a
Find
good-
My Way was tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Find My Way. I would say Jump was pretty good. Jump was with
When he did
Youngboy. Yeah, with
That
Youngboy.
song was just too long, bro.
That was okay. I like the joint what he did with Future.
Light skin shit. Yeah, light skin. Yeah, that was pretty tough.
What about Roddy Rich's song? Or Roddy Rich and his song? Rockstar.
Extremely disappointed.
Extremely? I don't say extremely.
I don't want to say extremely.
Bro, I don't know. I was expecting it to be something that's transcended, and I feel like I didn't get that. I feel like it was just.
I feel like it had too much
mediocre.
potential to not be a better song than that.
What y'all feel about the song with Quavo?
I wouldn't fuck with it.
Pick Up? What is it?
Yeah,
Pick up. Yeah, I wouldn't really.
I mean, it's a
I wouldn't-
Quavo
this-
feature. Like,
I feel like it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
I wasn't really vibing.
This would have been a solid mixtape. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It would have been a solid mixtape. But as an album,
It don't
it's
have the hype.
kind of weak as an album.
so how do y'all feel about artists that change their flow, like change their sound? Like, do you think it's necessary for them, or do you think like they should keep where they're at all the time?
It depends on the artist. Like, I think a lot of artists, like a lot of older artists, they've done it, to kind of appeal to the younger crowd. Because as we see, as new music kicks out, you have like Lil Wayne and
2
Chainz, Gucci Mane, like they putting all the youngsters on, trying to get their flow back up to, accommodate to the younger crowd. So,
Gucci definitely changed his flow.
I feel like people that change their flow are trying to chase like relevancy. They're trying to still stay on top. Because if you look at the way the baby's going, like all right, he gave us 2 albums of rapping the same way. People are complaining and stuff like that. Okay, let me try something and let me see if it works and stuff like that, just so I can still stay in that same stratosphere that I'm in. But sometimes that doesn't always like work for everybody. People have to change it up, and that's when it works for the best. Like I'm thinking of someone like Doja Cat. She's out here now, like TikTok famous. She's basically on like the same plateau as like your pop star. But before all this, she was like psychedelic vibes, like real, like people really weren't into her like that. And it was that new video that really trying to change everything around.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't she get like? Wasn't that like a Vine, like a famous Vine, when she was dressed up as a cow eating burgers?
She just like did some random shit, bro.
But that was cold. Like the song was good too. I mean, like when I heard it, I was like, bro, this is a vibe.
So people didn't take it seriously. She changed the flow.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a hit or miss for some people. Like I said, some people you really gonna vibe with, and like the baby, like I said, he still got some work to do. I mean, yeah, he probably still sound the same rapping, and he tried to sing a thing. I mean, he need to leave that alone.
So some of y'all boys saying if you're doing bad, you can change it up. But if you're doing pretty well,
I mean, if it's working for you, sometimes
he can be like a Yachty. Like Yachty know exactly what he's doing. It's not about to be no lyrical masterpiece, but it's doing numbers, and he's just consistent with it. Like,
I agree.
Know your lane. That's all.
Y'all say you don't care about making money.
I don't know. I think we all care about
nobody
money.
cares about money when they have money.
Yeah.
So
That's very true.
can't take it with.
What about 21? Like y'all folk with 21's good sound?
I honestly do. I think 21.
What would you call it now?
You said what I call it now?
Yeah, like
I mean, he's like more into that. Well, he didn't really change. He changed his sound, but he didn't change about what he really talking about. A lot of people get confused with like changing like your sound and what you talk about on the day to day.
I feel like he changed what he talks about.
Yeah, and people don't like
He
that.
wasn't. Yeah, people want him to rap about murder music for the rest of his life, and he's not living that life right now.
growth.
But he feel like he's at a totally different thing, even though he had like little situation going on. Like he's at a totally different. He's at a totally different place in life, and I feel like the music he's making is like his music is getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's not getting like stagnant. It's not getting worse.
So you think that takes away from like his like hood card or like what he's like been talking about this whole time?
Absolutely not. The whole goal is to get out of the hood.
That is true.
But he can still reflect on it in the same aspect though. But like you say, he's on a different wave. He's doing different things. So you want to rap about what you're doing now,
Right. Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense to be rapping about murder music and like you haven't lived that life the last 5
A
years.
lot of people do that though in the industry. A lot of people don't really live through the stuff they be rapping about.
Absolutely.
Right. Call him out.
Well, what somebody say? He said niggas rappers about niggas who lying better. I think Corday said that.
It is which niggas line better. That's what it is.
You know.
That's a fact.
Yeah, well, you got clout. Hey, you can do whatever you want with that, bro. But I meant to ask, like, with the baby and all these other new artists, do you feel like their reign at the top? Like, how long do you see that reign lasting? Like, is it only for a little while? Because you know how Lil Wayne had like decades. Jay-Z, Nas, they had like a long reign of like staying over the hip hop business. Like, how do you feel like the baby is gonna last? You think it's like a year, maybe a couple months he'll die down?
The baby will be okay. Like this album isn't gonna hurt him that bad. But if he does another mediocre project like this again,
He might get forgotten.
yeah, like because I feel like right now, who's running this new hip hop era, as you've coined it or whatever, you got Roddy, the baby, Megan, another I can't think of other Lil Baby.
Scott, I feel like Travis Scott too.
I feel like he's kind of like just not like in the spotlight, so I'm not including him, but he is definitely over.
Okay.
But like they're kind of like the face of the hip hop right now, or whatever. And I feel like he does another mediocre, like unsatisfactory project, he's about to get forgotten. He's gonna have the chance to rapper effect.
Would you like to see the baby on the collab album?
No.
I want to see him collab with Megan Thee Stallion. I would
You wanna
see
see
that.
the collab? I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I mean, that's not something. That's something that would be acceptable to see, but in terms of growth,
Like his legacy.
that's not going to be nothing.
Well, they're both. I feel like they're both young into the game. So on Megan's album, I can't remember what it's called. What is it? Sugar?
Sugar.
Yeah.
There were instances where she was spitting like actual bars. It wasn't like on some like big booty twerk shit or whatever. It was like this is what I went through and type like that. And I feel like the baby could like kind of coin off of that and do like a yin and yang and do a little like back and forth with it almost. So
Right.
I feel like they could do that.
I feel like girls singing that can sing. I didn't say she can sing. I feel like a female changing from rapping to singing is more acceptable than a guy changing from rapping to singing.
Well, I feel like in this industry, with you already having your name, like the baby is great at what he is. He's great at what he does, and he really shouldn't change that. He shouldn't allow other people to change that or whatever. But you singing should be a sprinkle on the cupcake. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let it be the whole thing, but just let it be a little bit of your range that you got.
Okay. Feel that. So what are some top collab albums that y'all feel like are like great collab albums?
That's good. That's a good one to think about.
I mean, I think us coming up and this like, the era we kind of came up here, and I think we automatically just gonna throw Drake and Future "What Time to Be Alive."
That was a classic.
I mean, we just not just gonna see. I mean, that just
No, fact.
That
The whole
came in
thing
at
was
the-
made in a week.
that's what I'm
The whole
saying.
thing was made in a week.
It was made in a week.
I think we
And
got
people hate on it, and you can tell it's like a thoroughly like done out project, but that is quality music from top to bottom. You can't deny that.
All right, I spent What a Time to Be Alive too. What do you think we need that?
Nah, I think they're at both of them are at a different place in life, so it's like to them it's kind of like reaching back.
But you
and
see, they can
recognize-
come together and make a good song though.
Yeah, you can.
You don't want to use up all the oil in the lamp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like let it like be something that you occasionally get or whatever. That like it's a treat for us. I feel like we don't want to. And, you know, some stuff just has to grow on you. So
I definitely feel that, and kind of going towards the collab album. I mean, the one album that I know I've been truly waiting on, I know Q's been waiting on, I know we all been waiting on it, is the Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole album.
I need it.
Never gonna happen.
Never.
Jesus will come back before that drop.
I promise you.
They've been promising this. They said they've been in the studio working every year. They closer to finishing it. and
They
all
really
kinds
played
of-
it because they dropped that Black Friday little
remixes?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
remixes.
Scam.
I'll tell you, they get you worked up for no reason.
Y'all think they've ever worked on it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
They definitely
they got to.
studio.
They got a couple of songs to get. Well, I would say they got quite a few songs
You just
together.
think they're just like not ready to drop it yet?
Yeah, but I feel like it's just like old stuff. So I feel like when they're ready, they'll come with some whole new shit. They're not even gonna use that old stuff. Maybe a beat, but like.
But it pisses me off when Kendrick Lamar can be on songs like Under the Sun and he can't drop nothing. Like,
Quick.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro?
bro. Like you in the studio, like get to
It's obvious to see that you can do this stuff, but I don't know why you're just holding off on it.
How long's it been?
It's been
3
3
years?
years.
3 years.
But he had a child and stuff in between that.
I don't care about none of that.
Oh yeah, we don't care about none of that, but still.
Drop some music, bitch.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Alright, so
Yeah.
going back to it, top 5 collab albums.
Gotta throw Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug.
What was the name of that?
What is it? The
Rich
tour?
Homie. It's Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug.
The one that dropped in 2014.
Yeah,
That
Tour Part
was-
2 or something like that.
Yeah, the
The
tour
tour.
part 1.
The tour part one. Yeah.
That's a classic. I love, bro.
That's what's
That was a
up.
dynamic duo for us.
Speaking of classics, you got Watch the Throne.
Jay-Z
Oh,
and Kanye.
that might be number one.
That might be number 1.
Maybe.
I would say that's number 1 for me.
I know we do.
Method Man and Redman.
Gotta take it back.
Blackout.
Method Man now.
Blackout. That's back in 1999.
I'm
The real
saying,
niggas
bro.
know.
Bro, so you ever listened to Method Man before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My pops was playing.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
I never listened to Method Man. I didn't even know they collabed back then.
Yeah.
Alright, what about 21 Savage, Metro
Also,
Boomin?
That's my third.
That's your third?
That's
Top
my
3?
Yeah.
But without warning, that one.
Without one is tough.
Good
Without
album.
warning was tough.
Solid album.
I would say the Metro Boomin one too. That Metro Boomin one was sliding.
I can see that.
Yeah.
What else? But what else is there though? Besides those
You
three.
got Collie Grove.
Collie Grove,
Collie
Lil
Grove.
Wayne, 2 Days. Ah,
It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Okay, what about when a female and male do like the Carters or Big Sean and Jen Hyde or like one of those?
Or even
that Jay
better.
Sean and Big Sean.
Who did it better though?
Who did it better?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I gotta look at the track list for theirs again. What was it? What was it group called? 20?
I like the Carters, bro, because people hype up the Carters so much. And
Yeah,
I feel out a little.
There's 20.
But it was good though.
It was
It was
good,
good,
but Big Sean and Jen Hyde.
I don't know if
Now
that, but is that in top 5 collab albums of all time?
No, definitely not.
Which one?
Those two y'all just named.
I think the Carters.
I think
No.
I want to say
The Carters are not on the top.
Top 5 collab albums of all
I'm
time.
gonna read out the songs and y'all let me know. I could be tweaking, but I really am. So you got Summer, Ape Shit, Boss, Nice, Friends,
Friends was good.
Heard About Us, Love Happy. Like none of those resonate with y'all.
No.
Yeah, I think.
There's good songs, but they're not.
They're not top 5 caliber of quality.
That's crazy.
I think 2088 they had Deja Vu, Selfish, On the Way, Push It, 2 Minute Warning, Talk Show, Memories Faded, and they had London Bridge.
Okay, y'all put that in there. Y'all put Huncho Jack Huncho on there.
No, we don't.
No,
No, we don't. No, we don't.
That
joint was not-
I feel like we forgetting about serious stuff like Father, Like Son, Lil Wayne, Birdman. Back in 06.
But we preface that we're
We
only
be
going.
getting stuff
We're
like
going
that.
off of stuff that we listen to, like for real,
Yeah.
for real. Like, did you?
But those albums changed the game though.
What they did? What game they changed?
Bro, come on, bro. Lil Wayne and Birdman back in 2006.
I don't know. I don't like.
They was at the top of the game. You can't tell me that wouldn't have been a good a collab album that changed the game, bro.
You saying Birdman was on top of the game?
Didn't Jay-Z and R. Kelly have a collab album too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's that thing about business, something like that. Can't remember.
I think the Ozzy Brothers and R. Kelly had one too.
They sure did.
Good music. Good music.
I promise you this.
Okay, so I know this is a different category. What about labels and dropping projects? Which label do you feel like has put out the best project?
Which label putting out the best as of recently?
Draco.
Probably Dreamville. Because they've been so consistent.
Yeah. They stay on top of it.
Consistency is key, baby.
But I feel like if TDE was to drop something, the world would stop. Yes.
The world
will
will stop just because they don't. The world will stop because they're inconsistent. That's why the world
will stop because they know that shit would be heat.
Exactly.
No.
Even if they were consistent.
It would be heat.
Right.
But I'm saying, what's better? Putting out heat consistently or inconsistently dropping heat?
But when they inconsistently drop it, it's legendary. It's not like some
No, I agree. But what I'm saying
why I
is,
feel like it would be better.
what do you look at if we're judging the two?
Right.
Do I want somebody that's going to consistently drop heat, or do I want somebody that's going to inconsistently drop heat, but every time they drop, it's heat?
I would say you got to build up. I said you want to get that build up because, like I said, you want something to miss. Like how we all sitting here yearning, like me and Q, we want this Kendrick Lamar album, but he making us wait, so it's gonna be 10 times better.
Okay, I'm trying to understand this completely.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want inconsistent heat. That's what you want.
But was Revenge of the Dreamers really heat? Like, was it really that high, like, the caliber of being heat? It was good.
But they disrespectful, right?
But was it heat?
I see where you're coming from, though.
I felt like
there was some skips on there.
It was some definitely some skips.
It was some skips.
It was definitely some.
I agree.
Sean.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Bro, you got Schoolboy Q, Kendrick, J-Rock,
Absol,
Absol, Isaiah Rashad. You telling me all 6, 7 of them niggas dropped
They got
something?
Sir too, ain't
They got Sir
Yeah,
too.
they got Sir too.
Bro, that's a lot.
Bro, I'm not saying that it's not going to be heat. Y'all missing what I'm saying.
But I would take that inconsistent drop because I know when they do drop,
It's gonna be
It's gonna stop the world.
That's
But you're not
gonna
going to be disappointed when you tune in to them because they consistently dropping heat.
But I think it's different when you consistently drop heat. It's just like, all right, well, I possibly heard this last time. This is something I already heard.
You always got to top yourself.
Exactly.
That's a little pressure to top yourself.
I think it's hard for artists because like when you constantly dropping word, it's like, all right, well, this kind of sounding the same, but it sounds just like the last one. When you get at like kind of regroup, refresh your eye, let me sit back, kick back, and like make something different, make something new. And when it drops, you got the people really loving it. I mean, I think to me, the East Coast, West Coast, who got the biggest brand for music group, I think TDE. To me personally, that just takes over Dreamville.
And their roster, if you line them up, like TDE wins.
TDE.
Sure. But you're going to have the big dogs, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, like battling each other.
Yeah.
But who's going to be after them? Who? Boss and
Isaiah Rashad.
Isaiah Rashad.
Ari Lennox.
And SZA.
Then SZA, yeah.
SZA.
You got
So that's what we say, TDE might,
TDE might,
I ain't gonna say they ain't gonna forget Dreamville, but they.
I'm just listening to what y'all saying. I'm listening.
I feel like OVO drops something, the world will stop, but they never gonna get to that point.
Nah, it ain't never gonna be that point.
It's gonna be too much pressure on Party. He's gonna cry. It's gonna be delayed and pushed back.
They're gonna be lying about album releases.
Yeah.
In Division, I mean, like I said,
They go like he got role players that will come through. Division will come through, Majid Jordan, but like after that, it's just Drake, and then it's like, okay, guys. Like,
Right, you still got Roy Woods.
I don't even really listen to Roy like that.
he was straight when he first started. I feel like he's kind of going
Keep
down.
getting off, yeah. I don't really mess with Roy projects like that. He had one good project.
How do I feel about the Vision on the project that's dropped though?
Beautiful. Pretty straight, bro. It's straight.
That's his best album, and it's my favorite album.
For real?
Honestly, when I listened to
It might be the best.
yeah, when I listened to it earlier this morning, I was like, oh, I see what Eric was talking about. It it fits perfectly. Like you said, you can see he matured with his sound.
Right.
And like the melodies and the vibe to it just...
Compared to Party, like what would you rate it as?
I wouldn't compare it to Party.
Yeah.
I feel like they had different levels of their career.
Yeah.
But
If I'm just rating,
when we rate it out of 5, I'll probably give it
I get a 4, 5?
3.5.
4.5. 3.5.
3.5?
3.5, 4.
It didn't get you that 4, bro?
You ain't get you the 4.
I mean,
What's missing?
I wouldn't be mad if it got a 4, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it's a 4.5.
Do you listen to Division like that?
Yeah, I like Division.
Okay.
I just didn't think it's a 4.5.
So this your
4 is solid.
This your favorite project, man?
So the
So
other ones
so
were
what you
4,
rate
they
the
were less
other
than
ones?
4s.
Yeah.
The other ones were probably, yeah. They
Less
probably
than
were less than
4s.
4s, yeah. But no, they probably were 4s.
I'm about to say,
Those-
I'm about to say,
I think maybe the second one might be a 3.5.
But that just because it was better, that don't mean it's like my favorite project though. But I do like this one. I like this one.
I feel like what this one is different. I feel like there's a nice little story. There's a nice variety of type of music speeds and genre tempos and stuff like that you get, and it just feels really complete. He's got like a lot of good features. He's got Summer Walker feature. That Future song is so hard. Yeah. He's got Popcorn on there. Like all these other like.
Snow Allegra.
I forgot about that one. Between Us. He got, I think, Tyler Dollar Sign's on that one too.
He do got Ty on that one.
All them shit's right.
So what do you feel like would be like the next step that Division get to like be? Because someone's got to be Drake's successor. So who's going to be Drake's successor out of the whole OVO game?
It's honestly looking like Division, but
I feel like it's gonna be Party if he was consistent.
I don't think Party gonna really put out nothing after this. I mean, I think this may be like.
But he gonna put out nothing.
He gonna put out something.
He gonna be. Not nothing like.
I think his window might have passed.
Yeah, like
I think a window as an artist, like a singer, has passed.
He probably did.
I think so too. I don't think he's gonna be right behind Drake.
He'll be a great songwriter, but he'll never be like a great singer.
I'll give that to Division.
I feel that Party is a great rapper. He'll never be a good Batman. That's how I feel.
That'll blow you.
That will blow you.
What fucked up was when they couldn't sign the Weeknd. That really would have solved all your problems right there.
Because Tilla either.
Yeah, if
they would have signed Tilla, that would have been. We still waiting.
I don't know, but I feel like Tilla would have been a worse Party. Like never dropped nothing. Like only really he want to drop. I feel so.
It's crazy. People didn't even like his second album. I thought
True to Self.
True to Self was a great album.
It was a great album. It wasn't better than Exchange. I mean, let's
artists bite themselves in the butt when they drop a really great project the first time.
And they gotta beat it.
I mean, Q, he didn't know he was going to drop a great project though.
He didn't,
bro. Kind of
hey, but that's like a real.
I'm pretty sure Bryson Tiller was in the studio hearing "Don't Exchange." Like, bro, he knew it was just gonna be slide.
Yeah, but all of True to Self slide.
Yeah, but everybody was like, "Well, I just didn't really vibe with it." I was like, "Man, True to Self, it brought back that like kind of old school vibe for me." And he still was talking. He was spitting. I mean, I'm ready to see what he gonna drop next. Honestly, he said he was cooking up. When I see him on his live,
when he said that,
he was playing PS4. He was about to play PS4 on his live. He said, "Yeah, man, he already got some songs cut, complete."
Still be lying.
He was on PlayStation 5 with PlayStation 4, whatever it was, with Tory Lanez, and Tory Lanez got into his head.
And, you know, even speaking on that, like, you got to recognize what you got and use your talents, use your tools, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge where you fall short. Like, Party Next Door will probably never be a phenomenal singer as much as he is a songwriter. The Baby will never be a great singer as much as he is on that hoppy, like, get on the floor and just spit. Like, that's you. Know you.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying they have flaws?
Yeah. Like, you just got to acknowledge it and keep it pushing. Like, that's know where you're at.
I mean, easy said than done, though. Like,
and know where you got. I mean, yeah, but I think that's the problem where people don't realize, or people don't, like, you don't have to really tell everybody else. But if you acknowledge in yourself what's wrong or what you can't do, then from there, that's where you can go on and become a better person because you know what your handicap is.
Right.
And you know how to work around it.
So my question would be, like, how do you, like, particularly you, acknowledge your flaws?
You
like,
just about to argue me like that?
I mean, it ain't just for you. You know, it's like an everybody question. Like, you know, as guys, like, you know, how do guys, you know, address their flaws in situations that you've been in?
I don't got none.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a guy. Yeah. What a guy.
That's a guy answer.
That's my flaw, like, for real. Like, my flaw is I can't recognize my flaws.
Wow.
Boy, that's tough.
So at what point do you recognize it? Because you had to
when I find out, I'll let you know.
So does somebody else have to tell you about your flaws, or is it like, you know?
I mean, if they decide to do that, then I'll hear them.
So you feel like you're the perfect guy?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. I'm just saying that if someone, I have to believe for myself, basically. Like, you know how Dejan was like, bro, like, if I can, people can tell me, like, if I'm motivational or, like, I'm motivated, then yeah, but if I don't believe it internally, then I'm not going to, like, take it serious. Yeah. Same thing. If I don't feel like that's my flaw, I'm not going to feel like it's a flaw.
So you haven't recognized any shortcomings within yourself?
I have.
So what are
I said I have a hard time recognizing. I didn't say I didn't have any. I said I had a hard time.
Yeah, I just asked you. So have you recognized any?
Yeah.
Which ones have you recognized?
That's what we talking about.
Yeah,
We talking
so
about the ones you recognize.
I think I feel like I try to fit in too many people's roles. Like, I try to be the role that everybody needs me to be.
Wow.
I feel like I just like spread myself too thin, trying to be that person that everybody's like the people pleaser, the caregiver, the man of Christ that I am.
Wow.
Not man of Christ.
Wow. Hey, it's a lot of shoes to fill in, man, and you know it gets hard sometimes.
Good man.
So is it that you don't want to fill all those shoes, or you want to fill in when you want to?
Nah, it's
because you know people can expect specific things out of you. So like, is it that you want to show those things when you want to,
I mean, it's not what I want to. It's kind of like there's too many shoes to fill. Like you can't.
I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
I don't have that many shoes.
I mean, it's just like you just like you can be someone's everything, but it still won't like measure up to like what they need you to be all the time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
From a mental space, do you think like during that time, like how do you handle that mentally for you? Like
honestly, like it was hard. It's hard how I handle that stuff mentally because like you think that just because their perception of you isn't good, you think that you're not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So like how people think about you kind of like really makes you think about, dang, like if that's how they look at me, maybe that is like a flaw that I have. So it kind of like does like not mess you up, but like it kind of like hinders like your mental capacity because you don't know like what your true value is. You're already looking at it from someone else's eyes, basically. If that makes sense.
I definitely understand that. So how many people does it usually take for you to like, if one person says it, you're like, well, you know, I'll blow it off. But if like a couple people constantly telling you like, hey, this is what I noticed, hey, this is what I noticed, then you look.
It's got to be somebody I care about. It's got to like really be someone that means a lot to my life. Like someone I met this year, probably not. But one of y'all, if y'all told me about myself, I would most definitely listen.
Q don't be listening, bro.
I don't be listening. Who don't be listening?
You don't be listening.
To who?
Me.
What you be trying to tell me?
Bro, you know, I be trying to like motivate you, bro. You was like, all right. I said, Q, let's work out. He's like, yeah, I got you next week.
Bro, no one's on me.
Y'all be capping on that word.
But y'all boys want to get on me about my flaws. What y'all boys' flaws is?
Goddamn.
Saran, what you think you would say one of your flaws that you've recognized within yourself?
To me, I think like one of my biggest flaws is like patience with certain people. I don't know. It's like since I've been at a height of, y'all know, with me, I used to be engaged and whatnot, and
Right.
y'all know like the struggle I had going through that. Like I said, during engagement, you know, it's like a happy-go-lucky time. You know, you're looking forward to going towards marriage, and like you just preparing yourself for that big step. And you know, I noticed during that time, I felt like I was pursuing to give myself a lot more. Like, hey, I'm really opening up, being like me.
Is that
Like
what you were ready for? You feel like?
I felt like I was ready for it. Ultimately, things didn't work out, but you know, God bless her and everything, her future endeavors. But you know, with that, it put me in a thought process of like, you know, what is it that I need to work on? Like, not saying that possibly, you know, I messed something up, but just overall, like I probably could have done something different, or I probably could have sat down, talked about a certain situation a different way. Because maybe sometimes when I hear certain things to a certain point, I probably like shut everything off. I'm like, all right, well, I tune it out. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Or like patience. Like my thing is, I know I'm straight to the point. I don't go anywhere without my emotions. I'm gonna tell you like how I feel.
Where your emotions are when you sleep.
Yeah, I pretty much tell them, I say, hey, look, this is how I feel. If you don't like it, then it is what it is. And I think that was like something that a lot of people had to let me know, like, hey, you can't be like that with everybody because everybody is different. Everybody isn't going to receive that in the appropriate way. Somebody be like, oh, I really ain't messing with that. Like, you got a bad attitude. But I don't see it as that. I just see it as like, I'm expressing myself. I'm trying to speak my true self to you so you understand where I'm coming from.
I feel like that's a common thing I've seen with people that are direct. It's like when you are being yourself, other people have a hard time receiving you for being you, and they want you to accommodate and change for their emotional capacity and your behaviors and stuff like that. So, like, how do you, like, are you still at that point where you're going to be direct no matter what? Or are you willing to tone it down, I guess, for people to like be able to respond to you in a way that's comfortable for them?
That's kind of hard. I think I kind of go both ways in a sense. I kind of accommodate both ways because, like I said, at the end of the day, y'all know how I am. I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to keep it honest. I'm going to keep it 100 with you 24/7. If you like it, then you like it because I'm never going to sugarcoat nothing with you. Why am I going to sugarcoat anything with you when life in this world isn't going to do that for you? It's going
that's the Second Amendment right there.
It's just honest. It's going to give you a hard knock. Like, you know, that's how life is, man. And like I said, and I kind of accommodate to it because I know everybody's emotional ties to themselves. They're not going to receive that well. Like, oh, you're so mean. Because people are like, oh, you're mean. I'm like, no, I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm my true self. And
so you never look at yourself and be like, dang, they might be right. Like, it's always like, they don't understand me.
I look at myself, I was like, maybe that was kind of too harsh. Maybe it's like how the old people say, like how everybody used to say, like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I kind of had to grow on and get better with. And like I said, it's still a journey.
Yeah.
And I think my biggest thing is too, like I said, Eric and y'all boys know, I think I love hard. Like when it comes to loving somebody, I love truly hard, and I kind of like push my emotions for me off. I don't focus on me. Yeah. I truly focus on what I want to give to that person, I really want to be in tune, and I really want to make them happy. But I think I put myself on the back burner. I said I had to stop doing that.
Is loving too hard the same thing as loving too fast? Because sometimes when you get caught up in that newness of a relationship and everything, I can't remember the term they have for like that honeymoon phase or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And like everything seems perfect and right, and because it seems perfect and right, like you expect like those love levels to like level up with you. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say first week, like you got to communicate and everything like every day. And you expect those things to carry on, and they don't. Like, do those things bother you just because of where you guys were?
For me, like, I don't really get too much caught up in like that stage. Like, I understand like it's gonna be a dip in probably communication. Like everything is always gonna look good in the beginning, but you gotta expect that things are gonna go different ways because people do change up over time. It may not be for the worst way, or it may be for a good way, but it's never gonna be a honeymoon stage straight through. Like somebody is gonna lack communication one time. You gotta tell them about, hey, I need you to talk to me when things are going on. Because a lot of people, they shut down emotion, they shut down feelings, and it's like, hey, I don't know how to express myself. Yeah. And I think that's what I've dealt with certain women. And I've seen that, like, all right, why don't you express yourself to me? And it's like I try to chase that, like, hey, tell me what's wrong. Because I want to be there for you. I want to be there to allow you to open yourself up to me so we can figure this out together.
And that's when your patience, your flaw, like not having patience comes in.
Exactly.
So what's your meter when you tick out? Like, 'cause I know sometimes, like, you get tired of repeating yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm telling you.
Or if I'm asking you to do something, and then, like, you're taking, or your growth is so small that it's, like, basically substantial. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, what point do you get tired of repeating yourself?
Like just when it's like a neglect, like I feel like it's a neglect feeling. Like if I'm trying to be there for you, it's like you kind of brush me off. Like I kind of allow it, and I shouldn't, but I allow it because it's like I have feelings for you. I see something going somewhere, and I don't want to give up because I'm not really a person to give up on somebody. But if you push me to that point, then it's like now I got to fall back. And honestly, it is what it is. Either you're going to step up to the plate, or I'm going to just fall back and just say, hey, this is not working no more. And I just think it's best if we go our separate ways because who wants to waste time? I don't like wasting my time. I don't want to waste your time. And time is precious. Nobody has time to be wasting nobody's time.
But some people, like, that's their natural thing just to shut down, like, they get into, like, a hard moment. So, like, how do you, if someone was to tell you, like, hey, I shut down when I'm upset with you, like, how would you take that? They were straight up from the jump.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being honest with me, but that's something that I think we need to come to cahoots with. We need to work on that together. Like that's
not cahoots. Not cahoots.
I think that's something that can be addressed. I mean, it's not something that constantly needs to happen because if that's a problem, then that needs to be a problem that needs to be addressed and worked on. Because if you have a problem with me, then we can come to a compromise. I think compromising in a friendship, relationship, engagement, marriage, it don't matter what it is, compromise is always what's going to bring certain things through.
But a lot of people don't understand what compromising is. Compromise is not, I'm going to get what I want, you can get what we want, and we, like, live together. Like, we both know what we want, but we agree to do that thing.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't understand that.
Wow.
So, Eric, what would you, get back to the flaws conversation, what would you say is, like, one of your flaws that you saw yourself?
You guys could be Eric.
Eric.
Oh. Okay.
So I have two. One's more on
You only got two?
I only have. Are you serious? No, you didn't even let me finish my sentence. I only have two I want to speak on.
Okay.
You got more than two, is what you say.
I'm a growing young man. I have a lot more growth to do. I've grown a long way, but
Go ahead.
You're going to get people too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll start with professional. So on that aspect, like it's kind of hard for me in a sense I feel like stay focused. I feel like I get caught up in so many things. It's not necessarily distractions, but it's just there's so many different avenues you can take, and I don't feel like I have a
clear cut. Like,
exactly. I don't have a thing I want to do. Like when everybody grows up, like some people want to be doctors, and they know what kind of field of doctoring they want to go into, or nursing. They want to know what they want to specialize as a nurse.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those, and that caused me to kind of lose focus, and like so on the academic professional side like that. Like if I get tired or if I get bored of the avenue,
you're gonna find something else.
Yeah, like I don't have I haven't been able to find that consistency in something that you would consider a passion that you would want to do for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And I've been exposed to a lot of things. Like I worked in a law firm, like I worked in a senator's office and things of that nature, but nothing's resonated with me. And I know, Sean, you talked about like you wanted to get into criminal justice because of the experiences your family had, like when you were younger and things of that nature, that kind of motivated you. But for me, like okay, yeah, I want to be an attorney, but nothing out of that has really
stood out to you.
Yeah, so that probably be my thing on the professional side.
So how would you know what it would look like if it did start you? Like, how would you know like you came across what you're passionate about?
I feel like one, if they're like, I feel like your passion is something that you can never accomplish, but you're always able to reach. Like it's never something that's going to be finished because there's so much work to do. And I feel like something that can keep my interest in that same aspect would be something I would consider what I want to do. Like I've had a lot of again working at a law firm, I saw the capacity of that, the attorneys and what workload they had to do. And I was like, this is great, but I would want more. Like, I'm not satisfied with just doing this and that, So it would be something that I'm going to have to be constantly chasing in that aspect.
And how have you, been doing so far? Like, how's that been, affecting your journey so far? Like, you think it's, slowed you down, or do you think it's, something that is all going to, help you get to that next, or look for something different?
I think it's something different. Like, so with me, I'm always curious about, what are the other jobs out there that I can do? Like, I've been lately looking for things that suit my skill set as far as an individual, and because I know what my workload can bring. My work ethic is unmatched. Like, no one's going to work harder than me when I get in that industry. I know that for sure.
Right.
But, what I've been doing, I've been finding things like, okay, I like to communicate with people. Okay, public relations. Okay, I like to, advocate for people, attorney, things of that nature. Or maybe I want to be a change in my community. Okay, government. I've been just literally applying for all those positions because I'm young. So I'll take any sort of internship or position I can get now to learn. And then from there, I feel like I might be able to figure out what I want to do.
So, but it sounds like you're the jack of all trades, but you just need to be the master of one thing.
Bingo.
So, if you feel do you feel like that's the same flaw with, the rest of the aspects of your life? That you, feel like you lose focus? Or you feel like that's just, in terms of, professionalism?
I feel like professionalism. I feel like it's more so professionalism. I feel like in the other aspect of my life, I guess they kind of go hand in hand, but I just feel like when it comes to people and relationships, I enjoy the art of just having a relationship with somebody because I'm somebody that cares about you as an individual. And, you come across my life, I feel like you came across for a reason, whether it be for a season or to stick around, whatever. I value your presence and everything. Even just as a person, we came across a lot of good homeboys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I really don't know like that, but I got love from just the simple fact that
some people don't want to get down with the way they eat.
We never talk about that. We never talk about that. But even just guys that y'all kicking with USC, like Dejan and Derek, I haven't known them anywhere longer than you guys have known them. But I got love for them, and it transcends over to females and stuff like that. But that's where, when it gets to females, that's where it gets kind of messy and blurry and stuff like that. Because in the past, I've had this tendency to kind of not let people go, right? And sometimes I was guilty of dragging people along. And you should never do that. You should never do that when you're not fully committed to somebody.
Absolutely.
And that was my biggest thing I struggled with because I never wanted to let go. I wouldn't say I was necessarily scared to be without you, but why do that when I didn't have to? It was just some real toxic mentality.
So you probably had one foot in, one foot out type thing.
Yeah, it was just because I think I was just at that point just scared to
commit.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody I feel like that's the same song a lot of people have sung. In my opinion, I feel that's just how it comes. The situations, especially for male and female, you will have certain situations where you start off young and in a lovey-dovey phase. Right. And everybody always got that first one that they had or whatever. Yeah. And then when that first one break your heart, it just be the world be ending. All hell break loose.
I think all our first ones. Well, I think around the same time, all our first ones kind of came across us. I think that's when Marvin Room dropped, and I think that we've all just been kind of growing from there.
Tell it.
Do better. Head against the headboard.
Really, all the first ones was if you think about when you think about 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
So do you believe when people say I found love young? Can you really find love while you're young?
Yeah.
I
don't think you can.
I think
it's probably not true love, but
it's
love,
not love.
But you gotta understand, love grows. You know what I'm saying? It's so for that level, that was love, and you take it as it is on that level, and then as it grows, you get appreciation more and more. But you shouldn't de-appreciate what you have for somebody.
In the moment,
that existed.
In the moment, you actually.
But how would you know what love is if you never found love? What was that your first time saying, "Damn, I think I'm in love"? What do you know what love is?
Well,
it's lust. That's the answer.
I don't think so.
I think it's lust in the beginning.
Yeah,
but
what makes it lust in the beginning?
Because I feel in the beginning, either way, when you first see somebody,
they look good,
they're pretty attractive, I would like to get to know them more. That's you lusted in that beginning part of that. I'm not saying when we say lust, we don't mean just oh, I want to have sex with them.
Yeah,
It's just like
just the physical
like
attraction.
the physical attraction. That's what pulled you in the beginning, right? Or the
I would see, maybe I'm different from y'all, but like in high school and stuff like that, I was never like physical attraction. Yes, that was a thing, but like I was more of a viable personality type person. That's how I really honestly fell in love with a lot of people that I did. Because honestly, there was no reason probably for me too, but I saw your soul. I saw how you made me.
You saw these souls.
I saw his soul, bro.
no.
I saw how you made me feel.
I agree with you. I agree with you later, but initially, I feel like.
But if we're talking about going into a relationship, or are you talking about what draws somebody to a relationship?
We were talking about the first, like literally the
Yeah.
first
My thing is
experience
like-
with that person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
Like,
first
how do you
experience
know
with
this
that
is the
person.
best love I've ever had? You never loved anybody else. Like it's like how I know this is the best apple I've ever had in my life. I've only had one apple.
I mean, you don't. I mean, you truly don't.
So how many apples do you need then?
More than one.
I mean, you need more than one.
More than one.
You need more than one.
What's the cap at?
I mean,
I think you truly like somebody, but like when you get to that point of like when you put time in, because a lot of people don't understand. To me, love is living on value, energy, and whatnot. That was something that was special. And when you have that energy with somebody, you just know, like you could take that to another level. You could take that, with somebody to a different place that you've never taken it before. I mean, you never probably experienced true love,
right?
But you know what love is. When you get to a certain point of love, you're like, dang, this ain't liking somebody. This is loving somebody.
I mean, eventually, yeah, like you eat enough apples, you like, all right, yeah, I don't want no more apples. Like this is my apple right here.
Right.
But you don't believe that first apple
You
was
don't
on
think the
it?
first apple is love apple?
Oh my god! So you don't think it's a possible thing at all?
Bruh, no, I'm not saying it's not a possible thing.
Well, it sounds like you don't believe in it at all.
Yeah.
That first
I don't
apple,
believe in love at first sight.
as good
Are
as
you
it was,
serious?
that's not it.
How can I know I love you when I first look at you? What if I was blind?
Well, I don't feel like love should be off of initial reaction
Yeah.
anyway. So, but
So how do you tell someone that you don't love them no more?
Tell them, just tell them.
I mean,
You would tell
it's
them I
not that
don't love
easy
you?
for everybody because, like I said, with my situation, from a long time ago, like I said, that person didn't know how to portray that to me. Like, yes, we've been together for this long, so how do you tell somebody that you're not in love with them no more?
Yeah.
Like, that is like, I have to take into account how this is going to make you feel. I understand where I'm at, but I'm probably just, can I wait it out? Can I see if this is going to work? If we can stretch this out a little bit more to see if my feelings change. But that's kind of hard to drop on somebody like, how can I truly say in a genuine way,
I don't love you.
Q,
no
I
more.
don't love you no more. How can you genuinely tell somebody I don't love you no more without it being like, damn, that hurt. Like, I can't believe you just told me that.
So I mean, you touched on your last engagement. So how was that conversation for you? Like,
I just felt the vibe. Like, the vibe was off. Like I said, the communication wasn't really where it wanted to be. Like, the conversations were getting kind of short. So I was like, something really was telling me like, hey, you need to ask this question, because it was like really in my spirit, just like something was telling me like, no, like being for real. Like, I was in in the military, and I was like, what's going on?
yeah.
She was like, oh, nothing, nothing was really going on. I was like, you sure? Because it just don't feel right. And something clicked in my head, said, ask her if she's still in love with you. And when I asked her, I was like, hey, I just want to ask her, are you still in love with me? And it was just that long pause.
That's how you knew.
And that's how I knew.
She
It's
kind of
like,
told you without telling you.
Yeah, she already initially said something without having to say something.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Wow.
well, damn. What's
That's
next?
it.
was y'all like eating dinner or something?
No,
Yeah.
we was on the phone. Like,
Oh,
we had this conversation over the phone, and she was like, "I still love you, but I'm not in love with you like I used to be."
Now that'll piss you off.
And
That'll
that-
piss you off, right?
And then
That'll piss
that's what led to another question. Well, do you still want to be with me?
Sheesh.
Another long pause, and it's like, no, I just can't do it. no
Sean,
more.
those are two big questions. To ask.
Yeah, those are
But
huge
You didn't give
questions.
her
I hope you
like.
were sitting down when she asked those questions.
I was. I mean, it hurt. It hurt like hell. It hurt like hell. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that was the worst. Like, that locked my body up so bad because
Locked your body up.
Yeah, I mean, when you love that hard, or when you have somebody like, dang, like, what the hell? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
how do you react to that? Like, besides to sit there and be in shock, like, this shit hurt, man.
I think I'd be more offended if you was like, if like on the other side of that, if she told you I don't love you no more, but we can still like be together. Like, that would piss me off more than anything right there.
Yeah, see,
I'm like, no. What? Why would we do that?
I think that's just wasting time. If you don't love me no more, I don't think, I mean, in that sense, it's hard to kind of regain love back when you lose it that much. Like,
Yeah.
if you lose this like a long time ago and you're trying to fight to get that back in a relationship, I don't think that's going to truly, you're going to gain happiness in that. I think you're just dragging people along. It is not getting no
Like
better.
Eric be doing.
What?
Oh.
What?
That's what Eric said, man.
Eric was doing.
Oh yeah. Very good man.
Well, he was
that took a turn real quick.
All right. Speaking of hot things, I guess. Q. So how do you feel in a sense like
Wait, hold on. Sean ain't said what his fault was.
we get back, but this ties in.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and then Sharon, you too. Like as far as relationships, like how do you feel when relationships become routine and not like, done out of love? Like you see yourself doing the same things that you did before, and you did with love before, but now it's becoming routine. It's not even like you're not enjoying that moment anymore. You're just doing it because you know that you have to do it.
I mean, I gotta really boil down to why am I doing this? Like, am I doing it just to make her happy? Because I get that confused a lot with my love language. Like my love language is acts of service. So that basically means that I show my love for someone, or I show my appreciation by doing stuff for them, like cooking, taking them to Walmart, or just being there, doing whatever they need me to do. So when you're doing stuff to show how you're expressing yourself, or how you're showing love, and when it's not just something I'm just doing this because it makes her happy. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Knowing when you're doing it out of love, for instance, my love language, versus when you're doing it out of I'm just doing it so they can feel good.
Yeah. See, for me, like I said, I'm not the person kind of like how Q is. I like showing, what I can do for this person. I want to put out this good energy, this good vibe. Because me, I'm not that person to receive gifts and give gifts like that.
Yeah.
That's. To me, I think that's materialistic stuff. I want to be able to give you energy. I want to be able to give you, me, so you can appreciate this. I think that's a big growth standpoint.
So when you give so much of yourself, are you expecting the other person to be on that same level with you, or maybe just a little bit behind?
I would say just kind of be a little bit behind, or say match me truly right there, because like I said, I know me, what I'm looking for may be different from what they already at. They probably haven't experienced what I've experienced, so
that's
maybe,
important. That's
important. And so maybe I'm kind of a little bit too ahead, but I know my limit. I know what I can take and what I can put out. They might not be ready for that, but I'm like, okay, well that's fine. I've been here. I know I've seen that grown up, kind of catch up stage. So I'm gonna let you, do what you got to do. Talk to me, let me know what makes you feel comfortable and uncomfortable, and then we can go from there.
But you've been I'm sorry, Sean, but you've just been like that for a while though. You've always been mature and just kind of ahead. I feel like your female contemporary as far as being in a relationship and stuff like that. So do you feel with that being your mindset, do you want an older woman, or you feel what is it? What's next for you?
I mean, do you feel to me, I just want somebody who matches the maturity level. Like I said, I don't think I could put an age on somebody, because like I said, it's a lot of women that's my age that that act more mature than a lot of women older. I mean,
they act less mature.
Exactly. I mean, it can go either way. So to me, it's whoever God placed in my life. Because at the end of the day, when you get to the point I'm 24, I'm out here, being me, I'm just enjoying my time. I'm single, but it's when I look at it, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to sit here and blow time, go on dates when we're not going nowhere. I don't want to sit here. I don't want to sit here and waste money on somebody that we're not building nothing with. I mean, it's not about the money. That's not the point that I'm getting at. But I want to be able to build towards something. I want to be able to build towards possibly having a future. Like I said, start from the bottom and then go start building from the foundation on up. You got to get to the roof somewhere.
I want to piggyback off of what you said earlier about sometimes you can't love people. Well, you can't expect people to love at the same level that you are. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's easier said than done. Because I feel like a lot of people even though you can tell them I'm not ready to move that fast yet, still if you're not at a certain level they want you at that certain time, eventually they're gonna be oh no. That's why I feel it should always be a mutual thing. Because if you wait for somebody to love you the way they love you, then, or the way you love them, then I don't know.
So how do you tell them hey, you're not really moving as fast as I want you to? How does that conversation come up?
I feel if it's real love, then y'all just gonna move the way y'all supposed to move. I don't feel it's but then again, you have some people that are full speed for no reason.
A little too hard.
You see what I'm saying?
Way too fast.
You have some people that are like that, but I mean, I feel you just gotta be look, I feel we're all at the age now where we're not just dating just to date no more.
But we're in a generation where I just wait on me, and some people get short into that still. They'll wait, and then they'll get shit on at the very end. You know
right?
Because I mean,
my advice would be to you if you trying to get at that person and that person is just
not budging.
like when I say, because when people say wait, like what are they waiting for? They're waiting just because like you're not ready for a relationship, or they ready like waiting for like other reasons.
I mean, I think what mostly like I've seen it, like we've all seen, like a lot of people aren't ready for, like, I would say, being tied down or committed to one person in a relationship. They want to be out here free fly. They feel like they're too young to be settled down and tied down right now.
Or they want to eat all their apples.
I'm about to say that's the first apple. That's when they're in their 20s. Like that's when they eat their first apple. Like, bro, I don't want to start right now. Like apples are good. Like,
You really don't eat your apple until you're like in the 20s, though. If you're being real, like I don't feel like you can really say that you want a serious relationship, like if you're 19 and.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's your first apple.
Yeah.
So that's the primary reason why y'all think people are not ready for a relationship. Because I feel like there's other reasons too, but
I feel like those are some like underlying, because you can work through anything with anybody if you want to. That's how I feel. I feel like it's just not that hard. But a lot of people always want to just see what's out there. I feel like a lot of people deal with the what ifs.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to limit themselves, especially looking at their age.
And plus, I feel like older people always say, like, why you settling down now? You got your whole rest of your life to live off. Like, why you trying to get committed now?
But see, everybody's different because they probably settled down for somebody that they probably didn't work out, and they probably had a bad little taste in their mouth for a while. But like I said, everybody is different. Everybody loves different. Everybody matures differently, and they look for different things at a different age. Like I said, I mean, some people, they want to have a family in their young 20s or stuff like that. Do we all see it as that's a good thing? Like, no, because then we have our opinions about it. Like, oh, they ain't gonna last. Divorce rate is up for us in this generation. It's like, oh well, they'll be over. They haven't.
Quarantine divorce rate is up too.
Domestic violence is up too.
Domestic violence is definitely up.
Y'all need to stop beating y'all the partners in the house.
It's messed up for that, bro.
So Sean, back to your flaws. Like, what you say your flaws was?
This man really want me to say my flaws.
You got to, bro. We already addressed those.
I don't want you to people out.
I think one of my flaws is that I'm not the best communicator.
Yeah, you don't be texting us back, bro.
No.
Okay, relax. I do text.
You don't be reading either.
You don't be reading.
I'm not the best communicator, and I feel like that's in all aspects, not all aspects, but in terms of like relationships, I feel like that's always been like a thing. I feel like I've gotten better at it over time.
Who told you got better at it? Because I ain't told you.
Bro, like, I feel either you're stacking or you're progressing.
What are you?
I feel like I'm slowly progressing.
Chugga.
I'm not stagnant at all.
Why do you think you're a bad communicator? Like, why do you think you're so bad at communicating?
I don't think I'm a bad communicator.
Yeah.
I think that is what it is.
Do you feel like you got that fucking mentality? Like, man, bump it. It is what it is. Do you have that mentality sometimes?
Because you be on your phone quite a while, bro. But you don't.
Bro. My phone bill do not disturb a lot, so that's really the source of a lot of my not answering phone calls and not texting me back. Right. That's really what it is. But in terms of just like being a bad communicator, I don't think I'm a bad communicator in terms of like people I love and people I trust. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you're not somebody that I'm like mainly talking to or like mainly care about, like in my circle, then I'm not really gonna be like talking to you that much.
So
I feel like that's normal. That's normal, right?
You feel like your communication issue is more of how frequently you do it, like communicate back, rather than it being like, oh, Sean doesn't get deep with me, he doesn't get in touch with his emotions, he doesn't tell me how he feels or isn't direct. You feel like yours is you don't communicate
enough or like as much.
I feel like I don't do that enough.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But when you do it, it's like.
But when I do it, I do it like completely.
No, Sean is very heartfelt, but he's not heartfelt very often.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Like, and that's not a bad thing. I mean,
well, from my most recent situation, I'm pretty sure it sounds like a bad thing.
I mean, like I said, it takes time. Like I said, and it takes time for people to open up. Like I ain't saying like you got to be that way the whole exact time. Like now that's aggravating. Somebody get pissed off with that. Like you just string it along. Like, all right, well I ain't opening up. 3 years later, still ain't opening up yet.
Bro,
but his flaw is tied to his mentality, though. I feel like you're just like, I've seen you get caught up in things and you forget to come back to other things. Like as far as communicating, like every time you were talking, you just get on your phone. Like, all right, what you say? That's like
Sean does that a lot.
Sean does that a lot.
Bro, I don't know. I just take things from like levels of importance. Like, that's really how I take things, bro. I take things one at a time. Like how they come.
Sean's flaw right, bro. Sean would think if he didn't hear it, then you didn't say it. You didn't say it. Like, what you said?
That's probably true. If I didn't hear it, you basically didn't say it.
You said that, bro?
Being real, bro.
You said
That's
that.
like saying if a tree, like you don't hear a tree fall in the woods and it never fell.
Or it's not a tree at all.
Absolutely. Like
So you can't do that, bro.
But I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what you're working on.
You
I
can lie to
look
that
at
shit.
everything at level of importance. The people I want to talk to the most are the people that I feel are the most important to me.
Right.
But it has to be mutually. Like if you making time for me and I'm making time for you, then we good. And that can be in terms of a relationship, that can be in terms of a friendship.
Yeah.
Like if we always talking, always communicating, then I'm gonna put that same level into this that you put into it. But if you below that level, then it's probably not gonna be like a priority.
Yeah.
Or like top level communication. That's what I'm saying.
So my question for you, like I said, I know you kind of touched on it already, but like I said, I know when you really had that relationship with somebody and y'all are like, you said it's mutual.
Uh-huh.
So like you see things starting to fall off with like somebody that you truly care about. Like, are you truly going to attack it? Like, hey, what's going on? Like, you going to try to have that conversation with them and see what's going on, or is it like, they figure it out their own way?
I would say that's what I hope for, but like a lot of situations in my past, I kind of just, I don't know. If somebody honestly, bro, if somebody like fall off or stop talking to me or do some stuff like that, I'm gonna give you the same energy that you give me. That's what I've done in the past. Do I feel like that should be something y'all should do or people should do? Absolutely not.
I'm not doing that.
I don't think you should do that. But
That's how you operate.
that's just how, bro. Like I show love to people that show love to me.
Right.
Energy match energy.
Like that's just how I look at it. Like it's kind of like black and white to me. Like I feel like why should I be like blowing your phone up if you're not blowing my phone up?
But a lot of people like, after like you cross and like get into Greek, then they feel like you was the one that switched up. I mean, you just stayed the same.
Oh God.
That's a conversation for another day, right?
That might be a conversation for another day.
But I don't know.
Well, we got Strong real quick. Strong, you feel like we switched up?
Oh shoot.
I won't say y'all switch up. Well, when y'all say switch up, okay, look. When y'all say switch up, when y'all say switch up, like, it's not like switch up in a bad way. Like when people think of switch up, they're like, oh, like that nigga done did some like, nah, he ain't the same.
Some fuck shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
shit.
like that. When I say switch up, I look at growth. I seen. Y'all done went through trials and tribulations as y'all crossed. Like I said, y'all are different from where y'all were before y'all crossed.
A good different.
I think confidence and a lot of stuff, it built not because of just who the fraternity is, but you felt like what you've been through, what you've gone through, what you've seen, and how people made you feel even in your lowest times when you was going through it. It made you a better person. It made you a brighter person.
That's us.
Yeah. I've seen that through y'all, through you. I seen many days when you was down. I seen when he's like, God, dog, man, Sean, like, y'all was told. I mean, like, when y'all was told up, y'all was told down.
Hey, Sharon really been with all of us while we was crossing, bro.
Bro,
that's true.
And I've seen the growth, and like when y'all cross over, I seen like a different, like, stable person with their emotions. Like y'all express a little bit more how you feel. Like y'all not gonna cut no corners with nobody. Like y'all was like that before, but y'all a little bit more aggressive with it now. Like, hey, I know I'm not fucking with this. Like if you don't agree with it, then it is what it is.
We had a conversation with Sharon a lot of times. We had to touch Sharon about himself a good amount of times.
Have you seen anything out of us that you didn't like since we crossed?
Y'all really before you ask that question, y'all really think Greek like changes people like to actually switch up?
Yes.
I think it changed the people that they interact with. I don't think it changed so much the person.
Like you think people really be out here like switching up heavy like that?
I think so. Yeah.
The cornies.
Yeah.
Because
the dorks. That's because they never found themselves to begin with.
The cornballs, of course, but I'm talking about like actually like genuine people.
I mean, how I look at it, like when I see certain people cross and they come out, like it's different, man.
Sharon be out there looking.
Like, it's different. Like, you see what somebody was before they crossed, and then you see them after. Like, all right, why you gotta act all stuck up? Why you gotta act all stink? Like your shit don't stink. Like you the same person, but you just got your letters now. And now that you got your letters, you feel like, oh, you own the world, and that nobody can touch you.
Yeah.
But when somebody do touch you, and they put you on your ass, and they show you who you is.
Like, why are you touching me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, people need to understand. They gotta, hey, Earth to Sharon, bring it back down. You still Sharon at the end of the day. Like you can't sit there and act like your shit don't stay. Because when somebody tell you about it, then the first thing you gonna say is, man, no, man, you just tripping. You just tripping. It ain't like that.
Man, Sharon, this being some real shit.
I mean,
We might have to wait for that Greek life conversation for another episode. If that's cool with y'all boys.
y'all think that's gonna be a series? Y'all think? Greek life gonna be a series?
Sheesh.
That might be too hot.
I don't know.
But I have a question. Just wrap up the flaws and stuff like that. So you guys, everybody's all stated around everything that they felt like was a flaw and whatnot. So do you feel like your flaw is something that you will change, or something that you feel like you will like work with or whatever? Like, you know, some people want to eliminate the flaw altogether. Is there something that you feel like you'll be able to like live with and just like compromise that your partner has to deal with?
With me, I always, like I said earlier, if I'm stagnant or if I'm not progressing, then I'm regressing. So that's kind of how I look at like every situation in life. So I want to like become a better communicator. So that's something like I'm always like being cognizant about, always thinking about. I don't want to say like it's something I'm always working on. I hate when people say that.
Right.
Like, it's something I'm always working on. No, it's not. It's not something I'm always working on.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, when it comes up, you work on it, and you like attack those like certain like situations. But yeah, I would say it's something I hope I'm working on or trying to get better at. Not just do it just to do it.
I think I'm like working more so on like recognizing my flaws. I feel like once I recognize what my flaws are, because you know I don't got none, I'll be better at handling and working on the flaws. But I don't think it's gonna take any in particular person. To be honest with you, like I don't think it's gonna be something like if I meet the right one, I think I'll get better. I feel like it's a very like solo like life journey. Like you have to like figure out for yourself. So that's my answer.
For me, like I said, it's a day by day situation. I mean. To me, that's what it is. It's
your patience does move day by day, though.
Yeah, like I said, patience, it's either there or it's not. And like I said, it's dependent on the person too. Like if you really truly care about somebody, your patience will get weary, will get thin, but sometimes you got to make it stretch. And I'm thankful for being able to see another day, to have the opportunity to work on patience. Like I said, I want to continue to have that heart in like, hey, I understand, we in a trying time. I'm not going to settle for less. That's one thing I'll never do. I'll never settle for less. But I understand with the person that I want to be with or the person I want to make something happen with, I'll definitely compromise and be like, hey, we're going to go here, we're going to work on this. And if it's not able to be reached, then we got to go our separate ways.
I feel like just to answer on that, yes, I will work on changing mine. And if I don't get to be perfect, just accept me for who I am.
Amen.
That's it. That's all you got to tell them.
That's really it.
I'm working.
As long as I try.
Take it for love.
But that wraps up another episode of the Way to 8 podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all still sending in, Eric, what are we going to do? Like, we're going to like be recognizing SC like talent all across the nation.
Yeah, one of the things that we want to start doing, and this is one of the missions that we had when we came out with this, was to really highlight you guys in South Carolina. Like, we got artists out here, whether it be music or painting. We've got those in academic professions that are taking off. Like, we have a friend that's going to be a teaching fellow. Yeah, senator, just things like that. So, like, we really want to give you guys the recognition that you guys deserve. So, just send, those names to our social media handles and stuff like that, and we'll do our best to recognize them on a higher platform. We got a website and social media apps coming soon, so stay tuned.
We want to come up. I know since we're doing this, South Carolina talent, showcasing South Carolina's best. One of my classmates, somebody who graduated from South Florence, he's at North Carolina A&T. His name is Bryson McKiffin. Like I said, Bryson has been on the Cream wave. He got his own clothing brand called Cream. If y'all want to check it out, his Instagram is b.stroke, so b.stroke. Y'all can check that out. He got some of the creamiest gear, like casual everything around me.
Get your merch.
Get your merch.
Quarantine.
Radio.
If all hearts and minds are clear, we're about to wrap up this episode. It's your boy Marquise Q-Sav signing off.
Hey, it's your boy Trigger Trade Night.
All right, man. Y'all be easy. It's Radio Sean.
And rest in peace to good brother Juwan. He had to work, but
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Oh my God.
He about to go to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, you ain't have to say it like that. God.
All right, sleep in peace, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's your boy Easy signing out. And like I always say, those songs may last for a night. Joy does come in the morning. Peace.
Yes, sir.